Miss Shelley Falk? Yeah, Miss
Okay,
Falk.
yes.
Let me see, I don't think I have.
Female Stewart, and the other one in Hawk.
No, I'm sorry, Judge. I don't see any plea paperwork. I'm just trying to say, I think I'm almost certain I emailed. Yeah, I did. I emailed Ms. Falk. But I know she's busy, so I mean, I'm not throwing any, I'm just simply saying they probably just haven't gotten around to me, or they will probably just slipped their mind.
Well, they knew they were supposed to be on the calendar this morning, right? Good morning, Ms. Lewis.
Good morning, Judge. It may be with Mr. Walker, who will be logging on shortly. I just sent him a text to ask about the paperwork.
Oh, okay, okay.
Thank you. And we're waiting for the jail to get on, I take it, so court will be in recess until the jail comes on with us.
Okay.
Good morning. Could someone please let courtroom 2 into the Zoom meeting?
Say again? You said she's not here today.
Okay, looks like we have courtroom 2 now.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. Hope you all are doing well.
Good morning. In front of you, we have the probation add-on one.
Okay. And do we have someone from probation with us?
Morning, Your Honor, Ms. Harris.
Yes, good morning, Officer Harris. Let's see, this is Lance Williams.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
What are we doing with Officer Harris?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Williams was sentenced to probation on August 29th, 2019 to 12 months to complete 50 hours of community service. He's only reported to our office twice and only completed 10 hours. He has not reported since then. That's why a warrant was issued. He has 6 months left in his case. Probation recommendation is to give him credit for the times he served in jail and to close his case.
Mr. Daniels,
Yes, Your Honor, we're in agreement with probation. Mr. Williams has served 11 days. So we're in agreement on time served to close this out.
all right, I will accept the probation's recommendation. Good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Same to you as well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That concludes my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, have a great day. Good to see you.
Next, Your Honor, we have position 4 and 5. Mr. Michael Brown.
How you doing, sir?
Great, how you doing?
This is gonna be a negotiated plea in a non-pros.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, I do, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Baker, sir.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. So the state's offer for position 4 would be 12 months to serve, 13 days. Credit for time served, 13 days, balance suspended, and a stay away order.
Where's he to stay away from?
It is, 1 second, Your Honor. Second.
I believe it's 820 Sidney Marcus Boulevard.
Yes, that's correct. It is 820 Sidney Marcus Boulevard. It's like Georgia 400.
Okay. Mr. Dennis,
Yes, Your Honor, I mentioned all this to my client and was prepared to go forward with a negotiated plea and stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Brown, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 00482AJ, you wish to plead guilty to pedestrian soliciting rides or businesses. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I was going to tell you, I was given a signature bond on this case, and they never told me when to come back to court. That's why I didn't come back. They didn't tell me, but I asked what date I was supposed to come back, and they never told me.
Okay.
So I didn't know when to come back.
All right. So if Mr. Dennis, this is going to be a time served plea and he's back. Does he have anything else holding him?
Your Honor, he has a probation revocation hearing that's holding him. So we have to wait for that date. I've communicated that we don't have a court date for that yet. And so this won't release him, but he is aware of that. And we went over why he's on the calendar for today, as well as the failure to appear, but this will close out this case in the time served.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they're going to now process that failure to appear, Mr. Brown. Okay. So, so you do wish to plead guilty to pedestrian soliciting rides or businesses. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, I am not, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Brown. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. Walker, are you with me this morning?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I'm here.
Good morning. Can you help me with something? We have a plea that I think Ms. Falk has placed on the calendar with Mr. Gaither today. The name is Kason Walden. Do you know anything about that?
I'll be glad to talk to Mr. Gaither. Is he present?
Yes, he's on the Zoom
Can
call.
we get placed into a breakout?
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. Can we
Thank
place
you.
Mr. Gaither and Mr. Walker into a breakout room, please? And who do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 24, Mr. Tucker. He has a private attorney, Ben Adams.
And I have that Mr. Tucker has private counsel. Do we know who that is?
Ed Adams.
Oh, okay. Oh, good morning, Mr. Adams.
Good morning, yeah.
What are we gonna do with Mr. Tucker today?
Yeah, if we can meet with the state, maybe we could resolve it.
Okay, let's see. This is your case, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and who else do we have on from, yes, from, Ms. Bickerstaff is on. Can we put Mr. Adams and Ms. Lewis into a breakout room, so that they can briefly discuss Mr. Tucker's case here? And I see that we have Ms. Bickerstaff on. I'm not sure which cases are hers, but while they're in the breakout room, if we could take Ms.
Ms. Bickerstaff has the first half of the calendar, so 1 through 16, I believe.
Okay. So we can go ahead and place Ms. Lewis and Mr. Adams into a breakout room for Mr. Tucker. And
Yeah,
if we can have someone that's 1 through 16.
I had it in order, Your Honor. I'm just trying to switch it up now.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Can we go to position number 7, Mr. Hassan Garad?
Okay. This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Garrard. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Adams, you should see a join breakout room somewhere on your phone. So I believe that the ASG is already there.
No, Your Honor, I'm still here. I don't have the breakout option either.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it as well.
just 1 minute, Judge, I'm working on it. Just one
Okay.
moment.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Yes, the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 32 days, credit for time served, 16 days. The balance suspended and a stay away order at the address of 3065 Dale Drive, Atlanta.
Okay, Mr. Donas.
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer, and we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Garrard, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000977B, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anyone forced or coerce you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, sir.
On 4 North, I have Waters, position 26, 27, and position add-on 3.
She's gonna break out.
Okay, that's one of the, AS, Ms. Lewis is still here. All right, let's go and see if we can do this since we're having some problems with the breakout room. What are we doing with Mr. Walker this morning?
Your Honor, I'm asking for, I'm sorry, are we saying Walker or Waters?
26, it's Waters.
Right. On Mr. Waters, I'm asking my social worker to interview him before I move forward. And she
Okay.
can, whether it's today or another day.
What do you prefer? Do you want me to reschedule this for next week?
Is he going to be brought to this room? He's not coming to our courtroom today, so I prefer a week reset.
Okay, so that's gonna be the 14th.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see him back next week.
Very good. Also, Your Honor, position 18, Randy Parker, I'm also asking for a social worker interview for him. So that would be the same.
And that was,
She might can see him today, though. I'll hold on that. The social worker may be able to go upstairs and see Mr. Parker. I've already interviewed him.
okay. Who do we have next?
Can we do position 9, Gray?
And this is going to be an arraignment.
1 second, Your Honor. Yes, this will be an arraignment. That's all. I'll be filing a waiver of arraignment as soon as I get back to the office, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Gray, your case is going to be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 3, Mr. Marquis Boozer.
Yes. No, you're not. Okay. What positions? Okay, Mr. Gaither is going into the breakout room with, right.
Yes, I was placed in the breakout with Mr. Adams, and I believe it was supposed to be Mr. Gaither.
Right,
Right, so Mr. Gaither and Mr. Walker are going into a breakout room. Mr. Adams and Ms. Lewis are going into a breakout room.
Okay, I need a breakout.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Okay. I'm sorry, tell me again who we have.
Position number 3, Mr. Marquis Boozer.
Okay, and who's representing Mr. Boozer? I have that. There's a conflict attorney representing Mr. Boozer, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, a conflict attorney. My apologies.
Ms. McLeod, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor, it is my case, but I haven't had a chance to speak with him yet. I've been trying to call the jail.
Okay, so if we can have Ms. McLeod call the jail and speak with Mr. Boozer, please.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 8, Mr. Roland Gibson.
Hey, Norris, can I do 7 North right quick? I've been waiting.
Is he at the top of the calendar? Because we have an ASG on the bottom of the calendar that's in a breakout room. Who do you have there at jail courts?
Position 15 and 16.
And
McClendon.
Yes, I can take those, I can take those, Judge.
okay. Let's see. Good morning, Mr. McClendon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Can I interrupt you 1 moment, please?
Say it again.
Can I ask you something first, please?
Mr. McClendon, we had the chance to speak yesterday. If you have any questions, I'm happy to do a breakout room with you, but I want to remind you that everything's being recorded right now. I'm happy to answer any.
Yeah, right, man. I know it's up.
Okay, so we're conducting this by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
If I can speak, if I can say something on my behalf, please.
Mr. McClendon, let me just say that you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you. You have Mr. Dodes as your attorney in this matter. I don't want you to hurt your case by saying something that you think might help you or and it ends up not helping you. You understand what I'm saying?
Sir, I have just a little piece of holding information I need to get across to you, please. Can I?
Mr. Dodes?
Mr. McClendon, we spoke yesterday. I thought I answered all of your questions. Again, if you have any additional questions, I'm happy to address those in a breakout room. But if you have something you'd like to speak with the judge, you're more than welcome to.
Well, we'll see what the diatribe of the judge is, then I'll assess the situation then, okay? Carry on, we'll do that, all right? That's good, let's go.
Okay, so do you swear affirm, Mr. McClendon, that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I clap for God and Jesus.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor. So for position 15, the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 34 days. Credit for time he currently serves 17 days. The balance suspended in a stay away order for the JW Marriott Atlanta Hotel. And the address is 3300 Lenox Road Northeast. And then for position 16, the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 34 days. Credit for time served, 17 days, balance suspended, and a stay away order for the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, address 181 Peachtree Street, Atlanta.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of both offers. I relayed this to Mr. McClendon yesterday, and he was prepared to go forward with a negotiated plea on both cases. So I think that's what we're going to do today. And I stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Okay. Mr. McClendon, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000920C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, and in case 23 CR 0000986C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and terroristic threats. Is that correct?
Is that a good idea?
You've discussed that with your counsel.
Oh, yeah, okay, we'll follow that. Let's go with that. Sounds good, let's go.
You understand, that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
No, I want to fuck with no jury.
Okay. You're not under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning, are you?
No, but they tried to give me some stuff for anxiety. Why they try to give me some medicine for anxiety? I don't have anxiety. They try to give me some calming medicine.
Okay. Nobody's forced you to plead guilty, have they?
No.
And you've been represented by Mr. Douglas. Are you happy with his representation?
I'm very happy with it, sir.
Okay, very good, Mr. McClendon. I'm going to accept your plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, sir.
Wait, what's up? What happens next?
Well, if you don't have anything holding you, then you will be processed out of the jail, okay?
So what time? I mean, how long will I be? When will I walk? 1, 2, 3 hours? How long?
That I don't know. You can ask the jail staff there, and they might be able
Can I ask you one thing, sir? Can I ask you one thing?
Mr.
I need a
McClendon.
token to ride the bus with my property.
Mr. McClendon, I'll speak with you after court and go over what happens next after.
You promise?
I'll
You
answer all
promise
your
and
questions.
bullshit me?
We can mute the jail iPhone.
That's what I'm. Next, we have position number 8, Mr. Roland Gibson.
Okay. This is also going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Gibson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Ms. Bickerstaff?
I'm muted, I'm sorry. Okay, the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 32 days. Credit for time he's currently served 16 days, and the balance suspended.
Mr. Dennis?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer, and we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Gibson, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000978J, you wish to plead guilty to driving while your license was suspended or revoked, no insurance, theft by receiving stolen property, and expired or no license plate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Gibson. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, can we go back to position number 3, Mr. Marquis Boozer?
I'm sorry. You're right. Your Honor, while he's coming up, can I may I interject a couple of announcements?
Okay.
Your Honor, in position number 32, that is a negotiated plea.
Okay.
In position 25, that is a negotiated plea.
Okay.
In position 26 and 7, which is also the person at add-on number 3, that person already had scheduled an outpatient interview concerning certain issues. Now we just need to switch it over to inpatient and get the results of those interviews. So we will file papers that are appropriate for that with the court. So that's 26, 27, and add-on 3.
And we'd already reset those to next week. Do we need another reset date or is that?
It may be that we need another reset date. We'll just kind of stay tuned time-wise because now it depends on when the evaluation comes in. And we need to switch over our filing from outpatient to inpatient filing.
Okay, so do you want me to keep the date where it is for now?
It's on the competency for, it's on competency for next week, right? If we can reset it for competency calendar next week. We'll put it-
Okay, all right. Okay,
Now, Your Honor, in addition, position number 33 has a secondary case that's in Superior Court. I need to consult with the felony lawyer. So I need a 1-week reset on that.
tell me that position again, Mr. McLean.
33.
Okay. And that's Mr. Wright.
Correct.
So that will be reset until 3/14.
And last but not least, Your Honor, thank you for your patience. Position 31, I also need a 1-week reset for that to discuss that with the state further and investigate.
Position 31, Mr. Williams.
Yes,
Okay, 3/14 next week reset.
he's one of our 2, Mr. Williams today. Correct. Thank you, Williams. Number 31.
Anything further, Mr. McLean?
That's it for now. Thank you.
All right, so let's go back to I believe this is Mr. Brown.
Mr. Boozer?
Mr. Boozer, excuse me. And Ms. McLeod, what are we gonna
Yes.
do with Mr. Boozer this morning?
He's going to be arraigned, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Boozer. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Can you raise your right hand? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Boozer, you've been charged in case 22 CR 0000512Y with simple battery against a person who is 65 years or older or who was pregnant at the time of the offense. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
How do you plead, Mr. Boozer? Guilty or not guilty?
Oh, not guilty, sir.
Okay, I'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 10, Mr. Robert Gillian.
Yes, Your Honor. And quick announcement before addressing position number 10 while Mr. McLeod is on. I did want the court to know that position 22 is actually a conflict. So I did want someone from the conflict office to know that position 22, Armad Theriot, is a conflict.
Okay, Ms. McLeod, are you able to take that case on?
I am, Your Honor, and I don't have a copy of the calendar. I've been trying to get a copy, so.
Okay, I'll see if one of the, if someone, can we send Ms. McLeod a copy of the calendar, please?
Yes, Judge, I'll send it to her.
Okay, thank you. And that's, if you'll make a note, Ms. McLeod, that'll be position number 22, and I guess, we'll give you the opportunity to speak with, the solicitor. Okay. And this is position 10, Mr. Gillian.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Guillen.
Mr. Guillen, good morning, Mr. Guillen. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer is 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for time served 15 days, balance suspended in a stay away order at the Exxon gas station, which is address 9995 Old Dogwood Road, Roswell, Georgia.
Okay, Mr. Dodos?
Yes, Your Honor. That's our understanding of the offer and the correct stay away address. We stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Gillian, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000979G, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Listen to my question. Has anybody forced you or coerced you?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, Your Honor, we have position number 13, Royce Jones.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer is 12 months to serve 34 days. Credit for time he's currently already served 17 days, balance probated, a 6-week anger management course, a no further contact order with Miss Sonia Coulter and Joel Harold, and a stay away order at the location address 3050 Peachtree Road Northeast.
Ms. Bickerstaff, do you have his history?
First name is something like
Let me see.
Do we?
I have a little bit that he has 13 arrests in Georgia, open cases. He has a 2016 drug possession. I'm not sure why that's open. His last convictions were more than 20 years old.
Okay, and what are the facts of this case?
Yes.
And I'm only asking Ms. Bickerstaff because Mr. Dodes is asking for a NOLO, and I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to consider that.
Yes, Your Honor. So on February 19th, 2023, officers arrived at the location, the 3050 Peachtree Road, in response to a dispute between the MARTA bus driver and the defendant, when the defendant, because the defendant refused to get off the bus. Your Honor, the defendant he then got off the bus initially, but then he got back on the bus and he didn't have the bus fare. And so when the bus driver was telling him he needed to get off the bus, he started to call her a stupid B word and the H word. And he said that the defendant reached in his bag and began yelling, saying that he has something for you. And so a male passenger that was on the bus that day, Mr. Harold, intervened for the bus driver and told the defendant not to speak to the bus driver that way. And the defendant told Mr. Harold to shut the F up.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Durnez?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jones is requesting to use his NOLO. He has not used NOLO contendere plea in the past 5 years, and the last conviction was 20 years old, according to the ASG Bickerstaff. So for these reasons, we request Mr. Jones be allowed to use his NOLO in this case.
They also want 40-hour community service.
Anything further?
So that's
Nothing further, Your Honor.
logically one would
Nothing
say,
from the defense, Your Honor.
if you have to pay.
All right. Mr. Jones, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000983E, you wish to plead NOLO to 2 counts of simple assault and 1 count of willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Could you repeat that? Mr. Jones had a quick question. While you
Okay. It's my understanding, Mr. Jones, that you wish to plead NOLO to 2 counts of simple assault and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading NOLO to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead NOLO?
No, Your Honor, they have.
Okay, I will accept your NOLO plea, Mr. Jones. Once you complete the 6 weeks of anger management, the probation will terminate, okay?
And Your Honor, Mr. Jones is currently going to be staying with his brother. He doesn't currently have a home of his own or a phone number. If this court could, we would ask to waive Mr. Jones' probation fees until he completes anger management.
It's only a 6-week program. Mr. Durders, I think that he should be able to get that done relatively quickly, so the fees won't be waived.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Jones.
Position 2 on the add-on calendar. Mr. Ryan.
See. Okay, who's representing Mr. Ryan?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, and what are we gonna do with Mr. Ryan today?
I didn't have a chance to speak with him. He was on last week, Your Honor. The state had made a time served offer for him, which my understanding was that he was inclined to accept. But he had been on trial downtown, so we were not able to do that last week. I haven't had a chance to speak with him this morning yet, Your Honor.
Okay, so can we get Ms. McLeod to and this Mr. Ryan in jail courts on the jail court's iPhone?
Yes.
Okay, so can we get I guess we can just put y'all into a breakout room. That might be the easiest. Well,
Yes,
we'll see.
ma'am.
Can we get Ms. McLeod and jail court's iPhone into a breakout room, please?
Okay, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, while we're doing that,
Arnie, can we go back to position number 24? Mr. Tucker, I'm sorry.
and
That's Ed Adams' client.
okay, thank you. Let's see, Mr. Adams.
Yes, yeah.
What are we gonna do with Mr. Tucker today?
I was waiting to talk to Miss Lewis again and see, we got cut off.
The state's offer is gonna remain the same, Mr. Adams.
Yeah, we'd like to be arraigned then and plead not guilty.
Okay. Mr. Tucker, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Tucker, you've been charged in case 23 CR 0000999Y with battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. Adams?
We do, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Tucker? Guilty or not guilty?
I haven't had a chance to talk with my lawyer about whatever offer they just had, but it sounded like he wasn't in agreement with the state, so.
Ms. Lewis, would you mind putting the offer on the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 240 days, credit for time served 16 days with the balance probated, no further contact, to stay away from 455 Cleveland Avenue, which is the Colony Creek Apartments, and FVIP.
Okay, so they're requesting additional jail time, Mr. Tucker. As such, I believe that it's your counsel's recommendation that today that you're going to enter a not guilty plea. Is that right, Mr. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so how do you plead, Mr. Tucker?
Not guilty.
Okay, we'll record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, okay?
Yeah, we'd like to be heard on bond, please. So right now he has a 5,000 cash bond. We'd ask that to be surety bond.
Okay, who do we have on from pretrial this morning?
Ms. Tyson here from pretrial, Judge.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you give me Mr. Tucker's history, please?
Yeah. It looks like Vin has 12 cycles. Last arrest was on June 14th, 2022 for aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and cruelty to children, 3rd degree in DeKalb County. And it looks like he has another open case in DeKalb County for terroristic threats and simple battery, 2 counts of aggravated assault, family violence, and a cruelty to children, a 3rd degree. Let's see. 1 second, Judge. It appears that he's on probation in Fulton County for possession of firearm by first offender probationer fleeing and attempting to elude, reckless driving, hit and run, duty of driver to stop at or return to scene of the accident, speeding, improper, erratic lane change, failure to obey stop signs, affixing materials to windows, windshield, or reduce light transmission, and willful obstruction of law enforcement officer. That case number is 18 SC 158996. It looks like the sentence date for that was April 20th, 2018. I'm not exactly sure what the sentence was, but it looks like he had 4 years of probation. The defendant appears to have 2 or more FTAs and no probation violation. Nothing to add, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Tyson. Anything further, Mr. Adams?
Yeah, the reason we asked for surety bond, he, as you stated, he has on bond in DeKalb County. That was a $105,000 bond, surety bond. He had to report to that. It'd be looked after, and the victim's here. If the court wants to hear from her, we'd ask for a $5,000 property bond or a good bond.
Ms. Lewis?
Would you like the facts, Your Honor, or whether or not?
No, whatever argument you have that bond should or should not be reduced.
The state doesn't have any objection with it going to a surety bond.
Okay, so it'll be a surety bond with the same stipulations as the present bond. Do you have those Mr. Adams, you're gonna have to prepare the modification for the court, Mr. Adams. Are you able to do that?
And who did I send it to you?
Miss Casey Strong.
Casey Strong? Okay.
Yes.
Judge, may I speak?
Mr. Tucker, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. I'm sure that Mr. Adams would advise you not to speak at this point in time. I have modified your bond in the matter, so you don't want to say something that might get me to change my mind. You understand?
Yes, sir, but it doesn't have anything to do with the case, sir. I just have one quick comment.
Mr. Adams?
I wouldn't advise of what, before you talk to me, but if you find the need, that's your call.
You speaking to me, Mr. Adams?
I said, no comment you make, it's gonna be beneficial for you, so I wouldn't make it.
All right, it was just about the address, that's all.
About the stay away address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about the stay away address?
That's actually my home. The victim has her own address, but the state, I don't know why they keep saying that that's her address. And like you stated, she's on the Zoom camera, and she will speak if you don't mind, to let y'all know that the address is not correct. They telling me stay away from my home address. That's my sister's house.
Do you have the bond? I'm sorry. Strong. And Mr. Adams, you said that the alleged victim is on the line with us this morning?
Yes.
And what is her name?
Penn, Sequenta Penn. Penn.
Okay, I see you there, Ms. Penn. Hang on for a moment for me. I need for you to verify. Yeah, position 24. Yes. Thank you. So the original bond was issued on February 21st, and it has a stay away from 446 Cleveland Avenue with a one-time escort to verify occupancy. Ms. Penn, good morning, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you are, I can't hear you, ma'am. So I'm not sure if you're not speaking up or. No, I can't hear you. Let me just get you to shake your head, yes or no. The 446 Cleveland Avenue, do you reside at that address? No? Okay, all right. That's all I need to know, Ms. Penn, thank you. He is going to have no further contact with Ms. Penn, Mr. Adams, and he's also to stay away from her address. And since I verified, Mr. Tucker, that Ms. Penn does not live there, I'm not going to keep you away from your own house, okay?
Yes.
All right. Do you have everything, Mr. Adams?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see. Do you have Ms. Strong's address, Mr. Adams, or you don't need?
If you could give that, that'd be great.
Okay, it's CAYCE dot STRONG. STRONG.
Okay.
At Fulton County GA.gov.
Okay, all right, we'll get it to it.
All right, very good. You have a good day.
What was that bond amount again?
It's 5,000 surety.
Thank you.
Can we go back position 2 on the add-on calendar, Mr. Ryan?
Okay. And yes, Ms. McLeod.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is going to be arraigned today.
Okay. Mr. Ryan, can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Ryan. You've been charged in case 23 CR 0004748 with simple battery and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
How do you plead, Mr. Ryan, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you. Okay, who do we have next?
Your Honor, may I address the court?
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Brown.
You had asked me to represent Mr. Theriot, Your Honor, but I have another court appearance at 10 o'clock.
Okay, let's see. All right, I guess we will, if you, that was position number 22 on the calendar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you available on Thursday?
I am available on Thursday.
I'm gonna put this on an add-on, for an add-on on Thursday. It's a time served, so I don't want it to, I want to take it as quickly as possible.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
So,
I don't know if this calendar is going to go on, say, until 10:30. I could be back at that time.
okay, well, if you're back, then we'll hold. If you're not back, then it's gonna be reset for Thursday, okay?
And Your Honor, while Ms. McLaren is still on, position 23 is also Mr. Theriot as well.
Okay, so position 22 and 23.
Yes.
All right, so we'll possibly see you back in a little while, Mr. Brown.
Ms. McLeod, are you gonna be on first appearance today?
Yes, I am.
He's actually gonna be in first appearance.
So he could take the plea there?
Okay, yeah, I'm doing first appearance today, so.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up to you.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. So,
May I be excused, Your Honor?
yes, and I'll see you back at 2 then.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
So next we have position number 17, Mr. Muhammad.
This is going to be a negotiated plea.
It is, Your Honor, yes.
Good morning, Mr. Muhammad. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 48 days, credit for time served 24 days with the balance suspended to stay away from 750 Piedmont Avenue Northeast.
Yes, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, he stipulates to the three necessary elements of venue and factual basis and ID. He asked the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty according to the terms just announced by the state.
Okay. Mr. Muhammad, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 004698C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and damage to property and loitering and prowling. Is that correct?
I think I want to change around to not guilty.
Okay, Mr. McLean. It's a time served plea with just a stay away. So, but if he wants to plead not guilty.
If I could have him perhaps held in the room so I get a chance to talk to him over in our consulting area and
Okay.
talk with him further.
All right. Thank you.
Can we just put this to the back of the calendar? Because the rest of these positions are Mr. McLean's. Exactly.
Okay, that's fine.
And Your Honor, sorry to interrupt, but on position 14, I believe it's going to be a reset and the victim is present. Mr. Keys, if we can dismiss his father, who is the victim, since it's going to be a reset.
Okay. And who is on for Mr.
It says Zoom user, but I believe it's Mr. Keys.
Okay, Mr. Keys, can you hear me, sir?
Who is it?
He's on mute.
Yes, you're on mute, sir. This was his son, Mr. Walker?
Yes.
And was he reset last week also?
He was, and the PD is requesting another reset for
Okay.
MH purposes.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Um,
last week we reset two separate case or another case, excuse me, and we knew that, and we set that one out 2 weeks to have a social worker come on. I thought I knew that this case was coming up this week. I thought that we had set it up to track with that separate case. That's my apologies last week, but we do want them to run together.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to explain to Mr. Keys why we're requesting that he come back at a different time. Mr. Keys, I don't know if you can hear me or not. You are on mute, but your son's case is going to be reset until next week.
Okay,
right.
thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Yes.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 32, Mr. Ricky Williams Jr.
And this is going to be a plea. Yes, good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Moore. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 24 days, credit for time served 17 days with the balance suspended, and to stay away from all MARTA property as previously instructed in his suspension.
Okay. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he stipulates to jurisdiction, venue, ID, factual basis, the necessary elements. He asked the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty according to the terms that the state has just announced.
All right, Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000993B, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Always.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Williams. Good luck to you, sir.
Position number 18, 3 South. Parker, Randy Parker.
What's the announcement on Mr. Parker?
He's going to be interviewed by a social worker, Mr. Parker. She's going to try to get up there because he's on the floor rather than working with us here.
Okay, so we're gonna have to come back to Mr. Parker or either reschedule, reset him.
Correct.
Okay. So let's just.
How long do y'all need me to stand by? Cause, we gotta grab.
Okay, I'm gonna just reset him, Mr. McLean. Well, I'm gonna reset him till next week, 3/14.
Not a problem, Your Honor. He does have another legal matter that's appropriate. Thank you.
So we'll see you back next week, Mr. Parker. Thank you, 3 South.
Position 6, Mr. Cooper.
Oh, no. No, wait a minute.
It was my understanding, Mr. Dodas, that you're gonna file a waiver for Mr. Cooper.
Yes, Your Honor. I was gonna file a waiver of arraignment and presence after discussing with him, but I'll just file a waiver of arraignment and see it's before the court.
Okay, so Mr. Cooper, your case is going to be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we have position 21, Mr. Rayfield Simpson, position 21.
And that's gonna be Attorney McLean's. I'm taking a phone call. He's headed over.
Say it again. This is Mr. Simpson. What are we doing with Mr. Simpson?
That's a non-negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay. Given that it's not negotiated, may I get his history, please?
Hold judge, looking for it right now, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, what you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Simpson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Lewis,
Yes, sir. Would you like me to go over his history first?
if you have it, yes.
I'm showing, we have a 2021 criminal trespass conviction where he pled nolo, 2021 simple battery, 2021 criminal trespass and loiter prowl conviction, 2022 criminal trespass and giving false information to an officer conviction, 2022 loiter prowl, and 2 convictions in 2022 for criminal trespass. As for arrest, we have a 2020 criminal trespass, 2020 loiter prowl. Let's see. And then we have a few open cases. I'm showing a 2022 open criminal trespass and giving false info or information to an officer. And that's all I have, Your Honor. So this incident occurred on February 20th at the Texaco located at 635 Lindbergh Drive Northeast. Officers responded to a shoplifting call and spoke with MD Khan, who was either the store manager or owner. Khan stated that the defendant stole a 4-pack of wine and broke another bottle while inside the store. The defendant also punched Mr. Khan on the left side of his face, making him fall and hurt his legs. Officers were able to observe bruising on his face, legs, and arms. Officers were able to ID the defendant based off video footage from the store camera, and they located the defendant on the sidewalk at 741 Morosco Drive Northeast and was detained, brought back to the store, and positively ID'd by Mr. Khan. Officers searched the defendant and found a crack pipe in his backpack. Once they arrived at the precinct, the defendant asked why he was being arrested and then got agitated and began to spit towards the officer. The state's offer on this case is 12 months to serve 180 days, credit for time served 16 days with the balance probated, to stay away from that Texaco, no further contact with Mr. Khan, and an 8-week anger management. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, Mr. Simpson asked me to enter a non-negotiated plea for him because he felt the 180 days was too lengthy. He is asking the court for at this time to consider time served or something substantially less than 180 days. It was not good behavior that day, and there's no gainsaying that. But, he has a certain number of days of credit, and he will do his best if he's on probation. He asked me specifically if there are conditions of probation that would help him improve and not have an incident like this again.
Ms. Lewis, did you say that he had another open case, or Ms. Tyson, maybe you can tell me, does he have another open case in state court?
Let me check, Judge.
One moment, Your Honor. Let me pull that back up.
Does he have a job, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, I believe that I've made some notes about his work history. Would you recall that for me, Mr. Simpson, and tell the judge where you last worked as a job?
That pay center?
It's a pay center in East Point where he does cleanup work. It keeps the offices clean.
And we also,
He's reminded me, he lives within walking distance, just a few blocks from it. So he easily walks to work. It's not a full-time job, but it's about half.
Your Honor, it looks like it has one other open case. It looks like it's found in magistrate 23 MAGC 01014. It's a theft by shoplifting, battery, and possession and use of drug-related objects. And in addition, it looks like he doesn't have any felony convictions on file, but he is a multi-state offender with an arrest out of Maryland.
Okay, and this other theft by shoplifting and battery is in Fulton County?
Yes, and possession and use of drug-related objects.
Okay. Don't you think you should resolve all those at one time, Mr. McLean?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I think that would be an excellent idea.
Okay, so
We had some trouble with elevators and delays yesterday, so unfortunately after.
no, you're fine, you're fine, Mr. McLean. I would just not want him to have something that's still lingering out there and he's gonna possibly get, additional jail time. So would a one reset be sufficient?
That would, Your Honor. That would be perfect.
Okay, so we're gonna reset Mr. Simpson's to next week's state all-purpose calendar so that we can possibly get all these together.
Thanks, see you next week.
Next week, what time?
Same time.
What date?
Same day.
Okay.
Next, we have position 21, Mr. 25, Mr. Taquan Walker, 25.
Morning, Your Honor. After that one, we have ACDC with position 20 and positions 29 and 30.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So this is Mr. Walker, is that right? And this is gonna be a plea?
That's right, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Walker. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Joey.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 36 days, credit for time served 18 days with the balance suspended, and to stay away from 761 Morosco Drive.
Mr. McLean?
He agrees, Your Honor. He stipulates the necessary elements and asks the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty.
Right. Mr. Walker, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000992D, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir, I do, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So did you say it was this position number 20?
Yes, Your Honor, 20.
Okay, and this is Ms. Robertson?
Correct.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Robertson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Sure.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, and this is gonna be, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. This is gonna be an arraignment, Mr. McLean?
It is, Your Honor. This should go on to the jail jury.
Okay, Ms. Robertson, you've been charged in case 23 CR 000902J with simple battery in a public transit vehicle or station and certain acts on a bus rail station prohibited. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do.
How do you plead, Ms. Robertson? Guilty or not guilty? Ms. Robertson?
The judge is asking. Can you read Dolo?
Is my understanding that you were going to enter into a not guilty plea today. Is that correct, Ms. Robertson?
No.
Okay, Mr. McLean?
It was my understanding this was a not guilty today, Mr. Robertson. We could talk further if you wish.
Say it again, Mr. McLean, I'm sorry.
We can talk further if you wish. My understanding was this was simply a not guilty and moving on to the trial level.
Was that your understanding, Ms. Robertson?
I would rather, he had told me that we could try, negotiate with, 45 days or something like that. to get
Okay,
out.
well, the state is asking, tell me if I'm wrong, Ms. Lewis, they're asking for 12 months to serve 180 days and only giving you credit for 21 days. So that's what their offer is in the case.
That's correct, Judge.
So their offer is that you're gonna be doing a significant amount of additional jail time. So given that, do you wish to plead guilty or not guilty?
I'm not sure right now.
I was trying to get your family, Ms. Robertson, but so far we've just left messages. So if she'd like to reset for 1 week, I'll talk to her further and be glad to come back next week on that.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to reset my calendar next week. I've been told it's completely full and we've added a number of cases to it. Given her the amount of time that's been offered, let's reset her out for 2 weeks.
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
Next, we have positions 29 and 30.
Tanika Wilkerson, yes, that's it turns out, Your Honor, that 29 is the case we're pleading guilty to. Case number 28 was a duplicate of a previous case. That was the CVS face mask shoplifting case, and she already pled guilty to that. And I can find the case number if necessary.
So Ms. Wilkerson is positions 28, 29, and 30. And what you're telling me is that position 28, the theft by shoplifting, has already been disposed of?
That's correct, Your Honor. I received an email from one of my colleagues and the case number. The case number that was the subject matter of this was 21 CR 001354B. That was March 20th, 21, date of occurrence, CVS, shoplifting of face masks.
Are you in agreement with that, Ms. Lewis?
1 moment, Your Honor. I'm just checking the case number, excuse me. Can you give it to me one more time, Mr. McLean?
Sure. 21 CR 001354B.
Oh, okay, thank you. So I've been told that Mr. McLean is correct, that it was closed last year, Ms. Lewis.
Okay.
So today she'll be pleading guilty to the criminal trespass, and the position 30 is going to be null pros. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Right, and our only point on case 29 was, since she has already taken in the past responsibility for case number 28, we feel that case 29 would be more appropriate, unnegotiated, as a time served plea. Stealing is worse than trespassing, so there is a differential between the two charges, and we would point that out.
Okay, so it's going to be a non-negotiated plea.
Yes.
May I have her history, please?
Hold, Your Honor.
While I'm waiting on the, oh, good. There you go, Ms.
Okay,
Tyson. You ready?
Yep, it looks like the defendant has 22 cycles. Last arrest was on October 15, 2022 in Coweta County for theft by receiving stolen property. Let's see. It looks as though she is on probation in Coweta for criminal trespass. Looks like she received 12 months probation. That disposition date was July 7th, 2022. Looks like she has 2 or more FTAs and 3 or more probation violations. Nothing to add, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. So this incident occurred on February 20th at the Family Dollar located at 2324 Cascade Road. Officers were dispatched and met with Mr. Graham, who was either the store manager or owner. And Mr. Graham advised that the defendant had been at the Family Dollar disturbing customers. And she has been caught trespassing at this location several times, with the last being on June 3rd, 2020. The state's offer on this case, Your Honor, one moment, is 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 15 days with the balance suspended, and to stay away from that Family Dollar located at 2324 Cascade Road.
Thank you. Mr. McLean?
Yes, Ms. Shanika Wilkerson and I did discuss. I said, when's the last time you were in that Family Dollar?
Last time I was in a Family Dollar was last year.
And it was 2020. So I said, well, that's quite a gap, but apparently, even though it's been several years, they really don't want you to come back. And even though this is misdemeanor court and things you normally think of in terms of cycles of 1 year and 12 months and things like that, the trespass warning, the trespass notice by Family Dollar store should be honored even to this day. And she says, I can do that.
Okay, anything further?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Wilkerson, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 001013B, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe that.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this
No,
morning?
sir. No, not at all.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yeah.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept your plea, Ms. Wilkerson. The sentence is going to be 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days, balance suspended, and to stay away from that Family Dollar on Cascade Road. You understand that you can't go back there. You understand that?
Right.
Okay, good luck to you, Ms. Wilkerson.
I said, what does that mean? I don't understand.
Say it again?
What does that mean? That's that time, sir?
Yes, that's a time served sentence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There we go. Thank you.
Position 22, 23. 22 and 20. Mr. Theriot.
That's, I believe that's Miss McLeod's Therio case. I'm on Therio. And that's Miss McLeod now.
Okay, and Ms. McLeod is still not with us, so I think that we're gonna have to reset these cases until Thursday. So, Mr. Theriot, I'll see you back on Thursday.
Good morning, Judge.
Oh, Mr. Howard, good morning.
Good morning. I think that these were gonna be reset maybe to this afternoon. Mr. Theriot is on the first appearance.
Oh, okay. This is the one. Thank you, Mr. Howard. All right, so I'll see you back this afternoon, Mr. Theriot.
And Your Honor, when you're ready, we're ready on Mr. Casey Walden's matter. This is Frank Gaither.
Okay, all right. Have you gotten the paperwork over here, Mr. Gaither?
You know what? I emailed it to the prosecutor. Who else should I email it to? I'm sorry.
I forwarded the paperwork, Your Honor. So
okay.
Ms. Grace.
Either Ms. Grace or Ms. Strong. And we do have Mr. Lynch on for position number 11 when you all can get around to pay Mr. Harris before us.
Yeah.
Okay, and is Mr. Walden on with us?
Yes, he is, Judge. He is under the name of,
Okay, there he goes. Good morning again, Mr. Walden. Let's see, can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you. Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation for Mr. Walden is for him to plead guilty to one count of racing, which will be 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for time served of 10 days, balance probated with a $500 fine. The state will be not processing all the other charges in consideration of his guilty plea. And the probation can terminate upon completion of the fine.
Yes, Mr. Gaither.
yes, Judge, that is what we agreed to. And for purposes of this guilty plea, we will waive the factual basis, identity, and venue. We do have two requests in this matter. This is his first conviction, and he now has this is Mr. Walden, Your Honor, who is the resident of the Potter's House in Jefferson, Georgia. And he's in a year-long in-house treatment facility program that he checked himself into to get his life straight. And he has some time left. But he does have a job that he's available to start in about 25 days. And so we're not asking for a NOLO plea, because I understand the state will object to that in exchange during our plea negotiations, which is fine. But we would ask that he be allowed to have a limited driving permit to at least allow him to drive to and from his job. And considering his circumstances, we would ask the court to at least waive all, or if not, at least a portion of his probation supervision fees. His family is in support of him and can pay or can assist in paying his fine. But at the end of the day, like Mr. Walden will even tell you, this is his responsibility, but considering his circumstances, it's not like he's going to have the money to pay immediately.
And does he have a job when he gets out?
Yes, he has a job. Mr. Walden, aren't you starting your job in like 25, 30 days or so?
Yes, sir.
And where are you working? Where are you going to be working?
If it's up the hill, they have several jobs that they work us to. You don't really know until your last couple weeks.
Understood. I'm familiar with that. That's right. That's right.
Okay, so in regards to, I don't have any objection regarding the to and from work, but he's gonna have to work that out with DDS in that regard, but we'll give him whatever paperwork he needs. But given that it's only a $500 fine, I'm reticent to waive any fees in the matter. He should be able to, once he gets out, be able to get that paid relatively quickly in the first month or two. So any other questions regarding this?
None, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Walden, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007212, you wish to plead guilty to racing. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Walden. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Is Mr. Walden excused?
Yes, have a good day.
Okay, Mr. Walden, you can log off and I'll contact you a little bit later. I'll call it there and talk to you a little bit later, okay?
All right, thank you, Mr.
All
Gator.
right, take care.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, am I now excused?
Yes, have a good day, Mr.
Okay,
Gates.
have a good day, Judge.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, who do we have next?
Your Honor, I'm waiting for Mr. McLean to finish talking with his client, position 17. You finished?
Okay, do we have position 11 available?
Position 11 went downtown. Is that,
No.
no, that's not him?
12 went downtown. James
Oh.
Harris is 11.
Oh, okay.
So do we have, we're gonna have Mr. Harris or not?
Mr. Harris is actually supposed to be in ACDC.
Okay, I'm just wondering because I know that we have Attorney Lynch that's just joined us. And I just want to make sure that
Yeah, he's in ACDC. I'll give Milton a call.
okay, thank you.
All right. In the meantime, can we go back to position 17?
Okay,
Mr. Muhammad.
and this is gonna be a negotiated plea.
Was there any change, Mr. Muhammad, you put that on your notes. Was there any change in your ideas, or did you want to go forward or stick with the jury trial? Sticking with the jury trial, Your Honor.
Okay, and he needs to be arraigned, is that right?
That would be correct, yeah.
This is position 17, Mr. Muhammad. And I've already, if you'll raise your right hand again for Mr. Muhammad, just sure, do you swear further testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Muhammad, you've been charged in case 21 CR 004698C with criminal trespass and damage to property and loitering and prowling. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do. We understand exactly what's in the accusation.
How do you plead, Mr. Muhammad? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
I'm still trying to get in contact with ACDC. Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
PD Thomas, are you with me?
Yes, Your Honor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I don't see Mr. Price's case on my calendar today. I don't,
Okay, I don't know, I thought somebody told me he was on for the today. Sorry.
okay, no, I've looked through the calendar and I don't see him. So I'm not, do you know who represents him?
Miss McLeod.
Oh, okay. And she's in another courtroom right now. Is she
Okay, I could
coming?
have had the days wrong.
Okay, I just wanted to, I didn't want you hanging there.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Have a
good day.
good one.
Thank you. It looks like we have Ms. Cisco here for the 11 o'clock calendar. Can we go ahead and take Ms. Cisco?
Ms. Day is ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The fence is ready, and I do want to announce, Deneen Ray is on the Zoom, her son Antoine Zafar. Mr. Ray, I just sent you a text back. I saw your email. I do want you to know that he's currently in medical, so they're trying to figure out a way to get a jail iPhone to him so we can go forward with that. But I understand you're at work. But I did want to make sure that I responded to Mr. Ray. But we are prepared to go forward with Ms. Cisco.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Ms. Cisco. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. Thank you for getting on a little bit early for us. Yes, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Cisco was scheduled to appear in front of Judge Edie on May 26th of 2021 for a plea and arraignment. She FTA'd at that court date. Subsequently, she FTA'd on November the 8th of 2022 in front of Judge Edie again. She initially was given a $2,500 signature bond. I understand that she has since updated and changed her address, but because she is FTA'd twice and it is the defendant's responsibility to keep their address up to date, we're asking that the signature bond is converted into a surety bond.
Yes, Mr. Dodos.
Yes, Your Honor. I've had good contact with Ms. Cisco, and she explained to me that the reason that she had the FTAs was she was unaware that there was an FTA. She wasn't getting court notices because at the time that she was given a signature bond, she was homeless and wasn't able to provide a good address. She was unaware that she had FTA'd until applying recently for a job with the Department of Aviation, which my understanding is once this case is resolved, she can begin working with them. They informed her that when she did the background check that there was a warrant out for this case. Once she learned that, she updated info immediately and reported to the court. And now she does have a good address, which she has communicated to me, which I'm happy to put in the chat. She also has an updated phone number. And like I said, I've been in good communication with her. And now she has family support, and she has two 12-year-old twins that reside with her and that she provides for. So we would ask for this to be set aside and for the signature bond either, I guess, to be put back in place. And Ms. Cisco is now clear moving forward that if anything else changes, she needs to report or let the court know immediately of any changes with address or phone number, as well as just checking in once a month just in case to make sure she's not missing anything. And so we're clear on that going forward.
How long has she been in residence that she's in at the present time?
I didn't get that time frame. Ms. Cisco, if you wouldn't mind letting us know how long the Holly Hill Boulevard address you told me about.
The Holly Hill Boulevard is actually my mailing address. I've been living at my residing address for 1 year and 2 months now.
Thank you, Ms. Cisco.
And what address are we gonna have for correspondence? Is that the Holly Hill address?
Yes, that's my grandparents' house. They've been there for 22 years.
Okay, and that's where you're getting your mail?
Yes, my government mail, like from the IRS, my bank statements, everything goes to that address.
Okay.
I speak to my grandmother almost daily. So as soon as mail comes to her residence, she lets me know. And I have transportation to go out there to Ellenwood to get it.
All right, so Ms. Cisco, since you're here with us today, I'm going to set this bench warrant aside just this time, okay?
Thank you.
If you miss court again, then it's not going to be set aside and it will go forward. So for this occasion, since you do have a good address, we'll set it aside, but don't miss court again, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have a good day, ma'am. And Mr. Dodas, if you can prepare that and get it to the court.
Yes, Honor. Since her bond was originally forfeited, do I need to prepare a bond modification order to get, or just be set aside?
Why don't you just to be better safe than sorry, just go ahead and do the bond modification.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, so do we have anybody else that we can take right now?
Thank you.
Yes. Position 1 on the add-on calendar, Antoine.
Okay. And what are we gonna do with Mr. Antoine?
Yes, Your Honor, I was speaking with ASG Bickerstaff, and I think we have an offer and it'll be a negotiated plea.
Good morning, Mr. Antoine. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state of purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Yes? Okay, you're gonna have to speak up for me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Ms. Bickerstaff?
Hey, Judge, I'm sorry. I think I was looking at the wrong name when I was speaking with the with PD Dotis. I'm sorry. Is the last name Gray?
This is Antoine Zafar.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Dotis. I was looking at the wrong one. I gave you the wrong offer to the wrong person.
All right, so I have add-on position 1 and it's 12 months to serve. I don't know if Mr. Dotis would like to speak with me, but I'm handling that position.
Understood. Could we do a breakout room, Mr. Walker? I can step out with my laptop.
That's fine. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, you're fine. So if we can put Mr. Walker and Mr. Dotis into a breakout room.
I see they put courtroom 2 it's invited to the breakout room. If you could please put my laptop PD Angelo Dotis in the breakout room. That's what she just told me.
Okay, we'll be in recess until.
Judge, I don't want to interrupt. I was just gonna inquire, did we ever locate Mr. James Harris?
Your Honor, he's about to come. He's on his way.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to check before I try to drive somewhere.
Okay.
I'll hold by.
Thank you.
The ACBC is about to log back in.
And do they also, do they have position 12, Hughley?
He's actually downtown, Your Honor. That's the one that was downtown.
Oh, okay, so, thank you.
I'm going to get Mr. James Harris right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna have to reset position 12 since it's a time served until Thursday.
This Thursday, next Thursday.
This Thursday, I don't want to stand in jail if he doesn't.
They gonna put us in the breakout?
Oh, no, just the lawyers are in the breakout. We're waiting for them to come back.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
That's the only phone number we have for Andrew Cradle.
So are we ready on Mr. Zafar?
I don't see Mr. Zafar on the Zoom, but we are ready.
Okay, he's with the jail court iPhone. What are we gonna do with Mr. Zafar?
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, waive arraignment, and ask to address bond.
Are you going to file a written waiver?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do that as soon as I get out of here.
Okay. Could I see Mr. Zafar's bond, please? He's on position 1 on the add-on calendar.
He currently has $1,000 surety on the obstruction, and it is a $10,000 surety on the firearm charge or handgun charge.
Okay.
And as far as his history, this is his first adult arrest. It's my understanding that he is on juvenile probation. He does have a juvenile probation hold out of DeKalb County. Just briefly about this case, on February 17th of this year, police were dispatched to the Wayfair grocery store at 2920 MLK Drive in regards to a shoplifting incident. When the officer arrived, he did recognize the defendant. The defendant took off running. He jumped over a fence and ran to an apartment complex. The officer was able to apprehend the defendant at the time. A firearm was located in his possession, and he was booked on the list of charges.
Okay. Mr. Dennis?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Antoine is 17 years old. As stated, his bond is an $11,000 surety bond. He cannot afford to pay that, which is why he's been in custody for the past 19 days. Mr. Antoine's a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. And he's not a flight risk, and I've been in steady contact with his family, including his father, Janine Ray, who has been on Zoom both Thursday and today. Mr. Ray has provided me with the address that Mr. Antoine will be staying at, as well as making sure that he'll have family support to help him, through getting back on track. Mr. Antoine reached the 11th grade and has indicated to me that he's interested in getting his GED. He also has been working security with a company called Procedure, where he believes down the road he's able to go back to that job. As the state mentioned, he does have a juvenile hold out of DeKalb County. So if he's able to make bond here today, he will not be released. He will go to DeKalb County. I've spoken with his public defender, Ms. Gail Murray, who was on the Zoom earlier today in support. I don't see her at present. She mentioned she had a doctor's appointment at 10:30, so I believe she logged off. But due to the VOP at DeKalb, he will be in DeKalb. He won't be released anytime soon, is my understanding. When I spoke with Mr. Antoine, he was excited. He was interested in getting to DeKalb as soon as possible because they were going to provide him with a program to start obtaining his GED. That program would follow him even when he's released from DeKalb County. So he wants to get a jump on that as well as just resolve his VOP. I spoke with the family. Like I said, they are in support, but they can't afford the bond right now. So we are asking for the lowest bond possible to allow Mr. Antoine to bond out, not to exceed $5,000 surety. And again, I would note that Mr. Antoine was scheduled to appear last Thursday to address bond, but had to be transferred to Grady due to an incident in the jail, which you can see with his eye. And so we do have, fears regarding his safety while in Fulton that hopefully, a change to DeKalb might help address.
Okay, did Mr. Ray want to speak to me? Mr. Ray, would you like to address the court?
Yes, Your Honor. How you doing today, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, what would you like to tell the court?
Well, given the circumstances, I just want my son out of there. No, he's a good kid. He just got caught up in the wrong things. And I haven't really been there at certain times, but I'm here now. I'm gonna make sure everything that, you know, he needs to go through and handle, we go through the proper channels. But I'm just saying, given the circumstances, I think he should be out of there.
Where does he live when he's not, when he gets out? Is he gonna be living with you?
Yeah, he'll be living with me.
Okay, was he living with you before?
No, he wasn't.
Okay, and, okay, anything further?
I know I do a plan on giving him employment, so he does have means of employment once he does get out. That's definite. Like Mr. Doty said, unable to handle that bond as it is, if it could be lowered, or even if he just released on RR, if that's possible, I appreciate that.
Okay, anything further from anyone?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Dodes, I am gonna modify the bond, so, but I wanna make it clear to, Mr. Antoine, that I'm gonna release you to the hold, but you're gonna have a curfew, and it's gonna be from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. You're gonna have to, there's already a stay away on here, 3050 MLK Junior Drive. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons while you're out on bond. And you're gonna have to work on getting your GED. So I'm gonna convert the good bonds into signature bonds so that he can go and deal with what he has to deal with in DeKalb. If you do miss any further court dates in this court, Mr. Antoine, they are gonna put a warrant out for you, and that you're gonna be right back where you are. You understand me? All right. Anything further, Mr. Dodes? You have everything you need?
I have everything I need, Your Honor. Thank you. I'll submit that paperwork as soon as possible. And Mr. Ray, I'll give you a call as soon as I get out of here, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, you'll have a good day.
You as well.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
So does that conclude the 9 o'clock calendar? No, we're still waiting. No, we're still waiting on Mr. Harris. I don't see anyone at ACDC. And Mr. Douglas, are you going to represent
All right, go ahead and get on those.
Cradle, who's on the bench warrant calendar?
I believe Attorney McLean is handling that. I don't know if he's.
I'm just saying, I don't see him with us, so you might try to raise him, because as soon as we're done with this, if he's not with us, then he's not going to be heard today.
Your Honor, he said, I was just on the phone with him. He says I was on Zoom, but I got off to get the phone call, and now he's going to get back on Zoom right now.
Okay, thank you. And this Mr. Harris?
Yes, Mr. James Harris, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Harris. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Lynch, is this going to be a plea?
Yes, Your Honor, we are accepting the state's offer, and we are going to request that Your Honor take this plea under the First Offender Act.
Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state's offer is 12 months to serve, 44 days, credit for time served, 22 days, balance probated. We're asking for a FVIP, no further contact with the victim, and a stay away order for the address at 8880 Rock Street, Atlanta.
And who's the stay away from?
The stay away is for Teresa Davis. Teresa, common spelling, Davis.
All right. Yes, Mr. Lynch.
Your Honor, that was my understanding. We would request that he be allowed to go back one time with the sheriff's escort to collect. I believe he has some documents that he needs to get for employment. But other than that, we certainly agree to the state's offer. And that was my understanding of the offer. And that's what I relayed to Mr. Harris yesterday at jail.
Okay. Mr. Harris, it's my understanding in case 23 CR 0000899F, you wish to plead guilty to battery, family violence, and criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Harris, we'll take it under the first offender. You can go back to the Rock Street address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that you might have there. Good luck to you, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I ask who should I send the completed plea paperwork to? I'm gonna have to ride to my office and go ahead and send that in, but I just want to make sure I send it to the right person.
Casey Strong.
Casey Strong. Thank you very much. I'll get that sent over within an hour.
Thank you.
And Mr. Lynch, I'll send you Ms. Strong's email so you can have it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
And Mr. Dennis, on position number one, when would you like that reset for?
If we could do, I know you said next week was was full. Is next Thursday full? Or do we need to set this out 2 weeks from now? I guess as soon as possible, but we understand that your next calendar week.
Right. I'm being told that the next few calendars are very full, so it's gonna have to go out 2 weeks.
That's fine, Your Honor. As I stated, I need to have a social worker visit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Zoom. Yeah, we're trying to zoom on now, but I'm seeing it.
And
All right, so I think that completes the 9 o'clock calendar. If you'll like to go over that calendar.
that's for another one. I gotta go through. I believe that so. I think we're waiting for Mr. Cradle. He said he's having issues logging on. If someone could check the waiting room.
Okay. Yes. If you all are ready, we'll go over the calendar as we wait for Mr. Cradle.
Plea calendar was a plea. The add-on calendar. We set further notice for position number one, position number two. We set jail jury, position number three. We set 316 conference calendar. On the regular calendar, position number one, we set 321 SAP, position two, we set jail jury. Position three, we set jail jury. Position four was a plea. Position five, Norcross. Position six, we set jail jury. Position 7 and 8 were pleas. Position 9, we set jail jury. Position 10 was a plea. Position 11 was a plea. Position 12, we set 3923 SAP. Position 13 was a plea. Position 14, we set 314 SAP. Position 15 and 16 were pleas. Position 17, we set jail jury. Position 18, we set 314 SAP. Position 19, we set further notice. Position 20, we set 321 SAP. Position 21, we set 314 SAP. Position 22 and 23 is going to be moved to the 37
SPA calendar for today. Position 24, reset jail jury. Position 25, was a plea. Position 26 and 27, reset 316 competency calendar. Position 28 was a closed case. Position 29 was a plea. Position 30 was a non-prod. Position 32 was a plea. Position 31, reset 314 SAP. Position 33, reset 314 SAP. Any questions, concerns, or comments?
Okay, and do we have anyone in the waiting room?
No, Judge, there's no one in the waiting room.
Your Honor, since it's 11:13, the state would ask that Mr. Cradle's motion to set aside is denied since he's not present for his own motion.
You know, I was not studying the gallery of photographs on Zoom before for his name, but when I called the phone number that we have in Odyssey, he picked up right away and he told me, I said, "Are you on Zoom?" And he said, "I was on Zoom," and I answered the phone. I can get back on Zoom. Considering that it is a simple assault rather than a battery or something like that, just looking at the case, I would think it would not be in the public interest to house him and feed him for a week over something that
He just logged on.
There he is. Thank you. I'll go talking for a minute.
Are you with us, Mr. Cradle? If you, okay, there you go. Good morning, sir. Mr. Walker, what did Mr. Cradle miss?
He missed the Orca calendar on January 26th of this year. He originally had $2,000 pretrial release bond, and we're asking that the bench warrant not be set aside.
Mr. Cradle, can you unmute?
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Cradle.
What was the problem, Mr. McLean?
Right, as Mr. Cradle, I was telling you that your mission today, should you accept it, as they say, is, can you tell the court why you missed that court date, and have you ever missed a court date before?
Yeah, well, I missed the court date because basically it was a misunderstanding as far as keeping up to date with my address. I didn't know I was supposed to tell the court that I was changing addresses. I've moved since I had this case. And I just learned that I was supposed to update that with the courthouse.
And this has never happened to you before?
Never missed a court date before.
You're not trying to duck court?
No way. I've been trying to get this this court case done for 2 years now.
Do we have your proper address at the present time, Mr. Cradle?
I believe so. Yeah, I just came up there last week and updated it.
Do we have his updated address? Do we know?
201 Northwood.
Okay, all right. So it's this court's practice to set aside these bench warrants on one occasion. Since you showed up today, I'm going to give you one chance. If you miss another court date, Mr. Cradle, it won't be set aside, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, with that, it includes the 11 o'clock calendar. You all have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Should I leave?
Okay, are we done with probation, the state? SAP rather? Mm.